we're trying to post something. This will be way after the fact, so you guys will see this. But
yeah, it's gonna be like a month later. It'll be like
Don't worry about
Valentine's Day.
Remember, it was Valentine's Day.
But no, I was about to talk about the end arc of the show, but that's so far ahead.
yeah,
I mean, it kind of ties into what
we're gonna go with.
it kind of talks about what we're talking about though, because of the history that God is giving. I'm like trying to go off the real history, like that's
Oh,
what's
wait.
fine.
Go ahead.
Actually, never mind. Well, it's like about the scenes, but like, did any of the scenes in this season enter your like top 3 of all time?
Yeah. Oh yeah, like 2 of them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I'm excited to see what your guys' scenes are.
I'll tell you a scene that I'm gonna. It's my hot take.
It's Ymir, right?
No.
what your least
My
favorite
hot-
character?
No, my hot take is gonna be pretty interesting. I feel like.
Really? How do you
Yeah.
get rid of the keyboard, bro?
Do we need to address the?
You can't on this. It's so feral. Trust me.
I guess we need to address.
Just post it. You can edit
We'll just
it.
read it real quick.
You can edit it.
Dude,
We'll
Ymir
just edit
is-
it.
Wait, I want to talk about it now. Do you guys ever catch?
What?
I just feel like
You
we
guys
can
did-
talk about it when we talk about. When
You
we
guys
actually
ever
broach on the
catch
subject.
Ymir's like? I think it could be an
It's her backstory.
conversation though. Like why her name's Ymir? Like you guys ever wonder when they were like the
Does it make
subjects
sense
of
why they call
Ymir,
her
and then
Ymir?
there's like the
Yeah.
girl Ymir.
Well, I mean, there's stuff I can figure. I didn't catch like the explicit reason.
Yeah, I think it's
Like
'cause-
obviously.
You remember what happens in her backstory, basically.
Yeah, like Ymir is the founding titan. Like she's the one that's partnered with the devil or
Wait.
whatever.
No, we're
Can I
talking
see
about. We're talking about. The
I
Ymir
know,
that-
I know. So then she stole the power from somebody. I don't remember who she stole it from. But
Marcel was the kid's name.
that Marcel. So I guess because she like stole it from him, and I guess the founding titan stole it from like the devil. Is that the play on play?
Actually, yeah.
That's a good point, but that's not what her.
Yeah, I think it's just because like those people that like. 'cause
Remember
obviously-
Amir's backstory, like her flashback.
Yeah, it's just those people
Yeah.
that worshipped her and made her like that goddess.
Because I was telling him, I was like, do normal titans just live forever, or do they also only live like 13 years?
I think
But they live forever.
they live forever. Yeah, because they can
I
live
think
without
that's
food.
kind of a weird detail to just throw in the mix. That they only live 13 years once they get the power. I'm like, that's kind of lame.
I mean, 13 is so specific.
It's so specific.
that there's got to be like some reason.
Well, and I wish it was just like a little bit longer, like maybe like 20. It's like
And it hasn't even really set in yet that
the Aaron's
Aaron's
dead,
dead.
and now
When did
Armin
AOT
as
start?
well.
When did they start releasing AOT?
2013.
There's a reason. What? 2013. There's your reason.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I wonder if
that's
there's any
why.
way
Like, I feel like it was
around
kind of
that.
an unnecessary. I mean, the only.
Come up all over the place.
I just feel like it's like it was kind of a convenient way for the owl to pass his power to Dr. Yeager. I just feel like they should have written it differently so that didn't come into play. Like,
Well,
13
once
years
again,
and you're
like,
dead after
maybe
years.
maybe there's different, like, because think about it, right? The owl is a spy, you know, for the Eldians to like spy, like kind of like a spy for, what's the name? Marley. So like, he has like his reasonings for doing that. So like, I'm sure like later on there will be some background or some lore on the 13 years that goes
Oh, I'm
more
sure.
into like just like, oh, it's really convenient, because it is convenient.
No, I'm not.
that, like,
I'm not
right
trying to say
then
the
and
writing
there.
was lazy. I just don't like it. I don't like the point of it.
Why?
I just think it's lame. It's like, why can normal titans live forever and then these people all of a sudden die in 13
I mean,
years?
being a normal titan would suck.
Well, also
It's a
because
curse,
think
right?
about
So
this.
Doing that is a privilege.
Think about this too,
Not really,
because
but I wouldn't do it if I
Has
was
it-
in
just
13
saying, like,
years.
has
Yeah,
it been
but it is a
established?
great power.
This is a really out there theory, but has it been established that you can stack titans? You can stack like powers, like you could be like two
Like
in
right now,
one.
is
Like
it known?
like could if Aaron ate Reiner, could he be an armored attack titan?
As far as we know, Aaron have
Yes.
2 Titans.
So it is
Aaron
possible.
already has. He's already stacked.
It's basically.
What is he?
He's the founding
He has
attack
the founding and the
See,
attack.
Yeah,
so I
the
think.
But does that
He's the
reset
final
his
group.
13 years? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm going to say is because obviously what we know
That's a good
is that
question.
these powers were given from the devil or something like that, right?
Well,
And
that's what I'm trying to. We haven't watched season 4. Okay, good. I'm just like making sure we just finished season 3. The Marlians say that they got it from the devil, but then the Eldians say that like it's a gift
blessing.
from God. It's a
yeah,
blessing,
so
right?
either way, it's given from some higher power,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, maybe it's a way to stop like if somebody got a hold of all of it, like all
they were too
9
OP.
times, and they were too good, like colossal armor attack, like all of them at once. Maybe it's like
I
some,
agree.
like,
It's
thing
I agree. It's like a
to-
fail safe, but I just don't like it. I just don't.
But like,
And I
what
think
if
that's fine that
so-
I don't like it?
But like, what if somebody like was all of them and they were just unstoppable and like who could beat them?
That'd be a cool story.
But then it's like, oh, no matter what, they're 13 years, like they've got an X amount of time before they're done.
Okay, but what if there's a hero that saves the world and then he's doomed to a timeline?
But he couldn't, unless he ate
I'm
him.
just saying I don't like the point.
Like it's been the same cycle for thousands of years centuries because like there is the reset where like every 13 years someone else gets the power and like it's like but the same thing always happens, the same cycle.
Well, and too, maybe there's a way around it. You know, maybe there's some solution to that, or like, I don't know, like there could be some way around that where it's not like some absolute thing to where it's like it is inevitable. Maybe there's a way around it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
just as
let's-
that has been put in place, like it could be taken
Yeah.
out of place.
I can't wait till you guys just learn more about the show.
Yeah, me
There's a lot of knowledge to be had.
Well, should I go first?
Go first, Jackson.
So scenes, characters.
Not all in a row.
Oh.
Like we're gonna do scenes.
But that's how we're doing it.
Yeah, scenes, characters.
Oh.
You don't have to
I'll
put
just start
pressure.
with my first one. I'll start with because I know what 2 of them would be, but I don't know what the third would be necessarily.
Okay.
My first for sure is Erwin's dream, telling his dream to Levi.
I have a feeling
That was so like, oh my goodness. I mean, I've seen it before. I've seen all of these before.
What goes into that? Does like just the dream, or does his charge go into that?
Yeah, I think the charge kind of goes into that, but I feel like the scene I liked more, not liked more, but the more impact was the dream telling scene itself.
Dude, that broken throne was so
Yeah, like,
sick.
Just that,
All
just
the- all the dead
it was
people
like so
behind him.
serious, and I was feeling so into it and all that, and it just felt so great. And then that happened, and I was just like, oh.
Cause dude, with taking into account like what happened right before that, and then he's like sitting there and having this like moment, it's just so good.
And I love how Levi just, you're gonna go die. Your dream doesn't matter anymore. Okay.
Pecan.
Yeah, that was very, very good. And then second would probably be, I think Aaron punching, well, controlling the Titans after Hannes dies.
That's in season 2, brother.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Jack, are you good?
Jack's on crack.
Well,
Jackson, this is
I
season
guess another
3.
one could be the Kenny scene. That was really good. In
Kenny?
this first
You
episode.
guess? Do you not know for sure?
Well, I mean, I was thinking that was my second one, but I'm an idiot, so obviously not.
You're not an idiot.
That was a very good one.
Jack is just saying everything.
It's just like, yeah,
Like, Jack, just come on, just
Kenny one.
choose
No, I'm not
three.
talking about that one.
Banger.
I'm talking about the Kenny one. The Kenny
Banger.
one was a good one.
Banger.
It's alright.
What about Armin's like
Jack,
death? Is Armin's death?
Carter,
good?
no, why?
I don't want to just like
No.
pick every
What?
single one from there, but I guess.
I'm just trying to give him good ideas so he doesn't have to
those are my
scroll.
top
I've already talked about that. I've already
Well,
talked
just
about
so he doesn't have to scroll through
No,
like
I'm
that's a
thinking
good
of the-
one.
I'm
That's a
thinking
good
of the
one.
beginning of the season, if there was one in there or not. But
Dude, you're so funny. Jackson's having the
More
biggest
some
brain
characters.
fart.
no, I'm because I'm like that scene's not really like a scene's good. That's more so like the character type thing.
Well, it's just whatever you like. It's
I
just
know.
whatever you
I
enjoyed
know,
watching.
I
It doesn't
know,
have to be
I know,
like some
I know.
goated scene.
I'm not.
Jack's
I'm
trying to
just
pull an
saying-
Andor out of his butt right now.
No. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't. This would be like this is like that
They'll
was not a
never
top tier
understand.
scene that I was just thinking of.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Oh my.
Where do we?
Oh, I'm dead, bro. Holy
It's a cow. It was funny.
I've never seen it take so long. in
I
my
just
life.
I don't know. There's
This
so
review is
much
going to be
that happened.
60 minutes long.
It's probably been 8 minutes
That's
of
like-
just
that's all I
Jackson's
can-
scenes.
Click
That's all I
on,
can think of.
Click the link
That's all
below.
I
It's
can
my
think
Instagram.
I mean, I could pick any scene from the last couple of like the last.
You could. That's the whole point of this
Ep-
discussion. Is that you
episode,
pick.
those 5 episodes, you can
I've never
literally
seen
just-
Jack so stumped before.
That's
Jack
not
was
even
literally.
stumped, I'm
It was
just-
like Jack's on a first date with a girl that is super boring. And like, you have to think about.
Oh, Jack says. All right. Well, maybe
It's all good, Jack.
just be thinking about it. Hopefully, maybe
Yeah,
we
if
can
you
have
think
a
of a
more-
third one, you could just say it and Carter could just.
What
clip
were
it.
his first and second? Now I'm dialed.
Erwin-
Everything's settled.
Erwin's
I'm back.
speech and Kenny's chase with Levi.
But he's not sure about that one. He's
No,
like,
I am.
he said, I guess
That's the
that
right
one was
one.
pretty good.
There's just so many. It's like
There's a
hard to
lot.
pick.
There's a lot.
Should I start at 3 or should I start at 1?
Ooh, I kind of like the idea of starting at 3.
I do too.
I'll probably
actually.
do that. I think.
Well,
Let's
that's
start at
we-
2.
Let's say okay.
I'm
I'll
go-
say 3 is Levi destroying the Beast Titan.
Oh, that's a good one.
The build up for that was crazy. The scene
Oh,
was crazy.
dude, that scene's so.
I've seen that scene on TikTok like 1,000 times. 2.
I have a quick question.
Wait.
No.
Yes, no, wait, no, sorry, I should
You're
have.
good.
I just had a. It was about your scene. Is that valid?
Sure.
No, yeah.
I just want everybody to get.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
yeah,
want
to
anyone
have
to
a
interrupt me
flow.
when I'm saying.
Yeah, I
this.
shouldn't
I
do
already,
that. Sorry.
already got him.
I won't do that. But I was just wondering, since I don't have TikTok, and with these, like, you guys were part of this when it was like more relevant back. Like, not that it's irrelevant, but like when it was more fresh. What was more iconic or more popular on TikTok, Levi versus the Beast Titan or Erwin's charge?
I think Erwin's charge.
Really?
Probably everyone's charged.
I love that because it's not like some like action scene, you know. I love
Yeah, like you'd think it would be.
When did season 3 come out?
2019.
2019. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I mean I wasn't.
Brig was.
I didn't have
In
TikTok.
Argentina.
Was TikTok popular in 2019?
I don't know.
I think it was just coming.
Cause dude, when season 4 came out and like the entertainment district arc of Demon Slayer, like dude, TikTok was literally anime talk. It was the craziest thing ever. All I saw was Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer for like 3 months straight. Cause it was like
Animes make for. I feel like they make for such good
Oh, yeah.
TikToks. Like it's so easy to make a
so-
TikTok of an anime.
yeah,
scene.
because there's like a 3-month span. It was like the greatest 3 months of my life. Where it was like every Sunday Attack on Titan new episode, every Monday Demon Slayer new episode.
That's about to be this March.
Oh my gosh, dude. It was so awesome. Like, you just Mondays suck, but dude, when these shows come out, like Monday is the greatest day ever. Like I'm like, let's go, baby, Monday. I don't care if I have class all day. The new episodes are out. Anyways, number 2.
No, I think it was the Erwin's charge, but it's because it was in dub. Like the dub version got a lot of.
I
It's 'cause he
can't wait
says-
to hear the dub.
You know how he
version of
said?
it.
Well, I don't want to like
Version's
spoil
insane,
it. It's
bro.
not like a spoiler, but when he says like "my soldiers rage,"
Yeah.
he says that last in the dub.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't
got
say.
like this huge. Yeah, it got so much attention because it was like.
Oh, so they rearranged the order a little bit.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. So like it shows
It might
his
just be the
face.
way. That
Yeah,
I won't
in the
spoil
sub
it.
it's like my soldiers rage, my soldiers whatever, but the English is the end, and
My
it's like he
soldiers
just
rage.
screams. He's like,
Bro, even you guys saying his words right now is like giving me
I know.
chills, bro. I'm getting
Yeah.
chills just by like you guys
I'm getting
saying it.
sad.
And I'm thinking about it in my brain.
So wait, what did I say for 3? It was Levi's
Mhm.
attacking the Beast Titan. 2, Erwin's charge. That's easy. But this is kind of a hot take, but for some reason the one that I just love is when so Zeke is talking to
I knew it. I knew this was gonna be McKay's number 1. I
Zeke's
knew it.
talking to Aaron, right, about Grisha, and then he looks up and sees Levi on the wall. That gives me chills.
And he like
every time.
slides down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like just falls.
Like the way he slides is sick because he's like tired. You can tell, and he's like he doesn't even care anymore. Just like kind of just jumps off and just slides. Like normally he'd like grapple down.
You know, it's-
Yeah.
But it's like so sick because he followed him the whole way. Like it's not just the scene; it's like what happened before.
Yeah.
I just thought it was. So
I
sick.
love that take, dude, because it's
Ah,
just
that's
like
such a
I
good
would have
take.
never guessed that.
Yeah, just the fact that it's my number 1. I don't know why. Every time, That scene just gets me. It gives me chills every time.
So far in all of our season reviews, in your top scenes, you always have a sleeper.
A sleeper,
He
yeah.
is a sleeper.
That's actually true.
The guy's an underrated
Yeah,
scene.
dude,
Like,
dude.
mine are not going to be the underrated
All right,
ones.
well,
I'll tell you that much.
Dude, I had my number one scene and like it just fled my brain.
That's what happened last time to break.
I literally had it and then like I was like my turn's coming up and I was like I forgot what number one. What was yours, Jack? Again, your three. I'm just.
He doesn't have his.
Kenny
I'll
Chase.
say a third one though. It was so I'll go 3, 2, 1. Kenny third. Second, I'd probably say, now that I'm remembering, at least from my first watch through, was like the preview scene from season 2 where they're trying to decide, Levi's trying to decide who to give the
He's like, do you have any?
Oh, you're saying the
what
end
you
credits
did?
scene of episode 12. The end credits scene.
Yeah, it was like, do you have
But
any-
like the
not
actual
that,
scene.
not
Oh,
that
the
scene.
actual
Yeah,
scene.
not that scene
Okay.
itself, but more so. I think I remember
his decision.
my first time. I was like, I was really like distraught about Armin. I really wanted to pick Armin.
Oh, wow.
Center, I think.
Cool.
I think I remember.
Dude, I like. Anyways, I'll talk about that.
And then my first one was Erwin telling Levi about his dream.
Wait, is that part?
So that's like that
the-
broken throne.
Like the
and-
broken throne.
Does it like lead into his charge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like it's
We've
all
decided that those are different.
Can I
No,
see the
I've
remote?
decided that.
Can I see the remote?
Mine kind of does lead into that, but it's more so.
I feel like that's too-
Jackson's just emphasizing that part of the.
Yeah,
of the
that
I
was
feel like
more so
that's. I feel like
emphasis
that's
for me.
too. That's too like
how it's literally like 40
indisputed.
seconds.
Like, no,
yeah.
because there's so much. There's time in between those things.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I feel like those are two
I'm
very
not putting
separate
them together.
scenes, but you can put them together if you want. You remember yet?
Yeah, I do. This is interesting because like I remember what my favorite scenes were, like ranked my first time around, but I think they've kind of switched as a second watch. Certain scenes that were like insane for me weren't like as crazy as in the
It might
moment.
just be because you already know what's.
Or yeah,
happening,
like
it's
for
a
example,
reveal
like
or something.
one of my favorite scenes in the whole show is when Levi fights the Beast Titan for the first time. But I've seen it so many times, and I've seen so many TikToks edits about it. It's still one of my favorite scenes, but like when I watched it, it wasn't like it was just like fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there were a couple scenes that like I forgot about that were like really fresh to me. So like I think my number 3 will probably be the Beast Titan fighting Levi, simply because of that. But like it's still my number 1, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
understand.
And then my number 2, I'd probably say. I probably put it 2 just because it's not that good in sub is Erwin's charge. His
It's
speech.
not that good, or it's not as good.
It's not.
Like after hearing it in dub, it's not that good.
Oh wow!
Like that's how much.
Wow.
And like I'm a big sub guy, you know me. I don't watch in dub. I love sub. But like this is one of the moments where like the dub is like so sick, bro. I love the dub. And then my number 1, I think like the most underrated scene in this entire show is that whole Levi getting chased down by all of Kenny's guys. Like the animation in that is like probably the best animation in the show. Like the animation's crazy. Like the action where he's like
Yeah.
going down, dodging bullets, like all these
Well,
crazy.
they said it took like months.
I
And
feel like
months to animate that.
Yeah.
I feel like me and Carter, like we had some comments that were like, man, I'm kind of disappointed with their reaction. Like
I was kind of like
shook that
I was like looking at you guys and you guys were like,
Yeah, I know that for us, I can speak for myself, like, because that scene, I've gone back and rewatched it, and it's like, it's unbelievable. I think I was just thrown off with the direction of the show, so I wasn't able to
Yeah,
appreciate
facts.
the animation in the moment.
That's
I was
true.
like,
Yeah.
I couldn't fully appreciate the scene. So, like, on a rewatch, I'm like, holy crap, like, that's insane. But I just was so shook by, like, even the direction of the episodes. I was like, what the heck?
I completely
That's
agree.
fair.
A lot of things are like that for me. A big one for me is The Batman, one of my favorite movies of all time. Right, like the first time I watched it, didn't know what to expect really, and it was different but the same. But then the second time when I knew what to expect, I was able to appreciate it a lot more for some reason. And it was like, wow, like that's what elevated it. It's the same exact thing, and it was a lot. I was definitely expecting them to carry off of season 2's cliffhanger, and it felt just completely started in a different place, and so I was like,
yeah,
still grappling with that.
Yeah.
that's
You
fair.
go, Dort.
Me?
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
gonna say something to wrap it up, but
Oh, shoot.
yeah, just to top that off, I love that scene because I think our video just posted yesterday of the scene or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And like people kept commenting like when they're sitting there on the roof and like I knew it was about to happen, I like started smirking or
You and
like,
McKay.
yeah,
you're
clapping
devious.
my hands. Like I love that scene, so that has to be my number one for sure. So
You just wanted that girl to die.
That girl
Darn it.
gets wrecked.
Orange Squad. Just,
yeah, dude.
She gets destroyed.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, okay, so scenes for me, dude, it's so hard because there's so many good ones, but I think third would be Levi versus the Beast Titan. Just because, like, I mean, how can it, like, not, you know, make it on there? But it's just, yeah, that was wild because even with seeing how OP the Beast Titan was that whole time, it was still just no match, you know, like none. And something that I was telling, I don't know if we caught this on camera or not, but I love how, like, at the end, a few episodes before actually, Levi, like when Reiner came out of the wall, like Levi just absolutely no hesitation, just, you know, like sword through his neck, none. And at the time, you know, like, because there was no reason to hesitate. And then when he knew that Erwin was just gone out on the battlefield somewhere, like, his friendship and his relationship with Erwin was, like, what made him hesitate. And he was like, because you know, if Erwin was totally fine, that Zeke is dead immediately. Like, he's never just going to sit there and just, like, talk to him. Zeke was dead, but because of that, that's the only thing that made him, like, wait. I love that little bit of that.
Can I add in really?
Yeah,
quick?
Go on and add that.
I don't care if
Because
people add on.
Carter pointed that out immediately after the episode was over because I was literally distraught. I was so upset, and like as soon as Carter said that, I was like, "That's really cool. Like that's a really cool notice that like Levi would never hesitate except for like his how much he cares about her."
Well, and that's something he was teaching the younger scouts the whole show
It's like,
of
don't
the
hesitate,
season was like,
yeah.
don't hesitate, and then like he hesitated, and it was only because of Erwin. That's it. And after seeing his OVA, like no regrets, it just like made it so much more.
Actually,
What were you gonna add, Jack?
I was gonna say, given his background and given the fact that he has lost people, and that most likely Erwin was dead because of the Beast Titan, it's surprising he did hesitate to not just kill him right
Well,
then.
and like Levi didn't even want Erwin to go with them. Period. From the beginning, he was like, "No, like stay here." Like he tried everything he could do while also respecting like Erwin's command. You know, like.
Where they
And-
like cut your legs off.
Yeah, like he's like, "You're not leaving," and then like Erwin was like, "This is an order."
It's
Like,
so funny too because he did that, but then he also is the one that's like, "I'm making the choice," and
Yeah.
like that's like what. But it's funny too because when he's doing the syringe, Aaron asked him, he's like, "Why weren't you gonna give it to Armin?" And he was like, "Because I was still like thinking maybe there's a chance Erwin's alive." You know, like he brings that up like several times, or you see it several times.
Yeah, and Aaron's like, there's literally no way you could have thought he was alive.
Yeah, he's like, you didn't know he was coming, like that the guy was coming,
Yeah.
but like Levi was literally about to just go huck over the wall
Damn.
again just to find him.
Yeah, also, like, because we've seen a lot of, like, Levi has been in charge of, you know, his group, and he lost his close ones. You see him pretty affected when he, like, just wrecks that Titan. But kind of like you said, like, he doesn't hesitate. Like, it was just, like, he got his anger out by, like, destroying this variant Titan that, like, killed, like, the whole scout troops. But, like, with Erwin, like, he was, like, actually, like, depressed, like, for himself, like, also for humanity. Like, when he lost his Levi squad, like, it didn't seem like Levi was just, like, humanity's done for. Like, he was just, like, yeah, like, it's a part of the gig. But when Erwin died, like, you could tell, like, Levi was actually, like, just cooked. Which
and
is
the,
kind of
like
crazy.
the writing was kind of on the wall, like for Levi, you know, that whole time. That's why he wanted him to not go and stuff. But and then I love how it like just wrapped itself all up in the end, where like, you know, no, like he wasn't about to even hesitate. He pulled out the syringe, like, nope, it's Erwin, not even listening to this. And then like,
I wish you would have.
me too. But it was a really good like way to
Colossal
wrap up
Titan.
their relationship, you know, because like you realized, you know, what Erwin really was all about, and that's why he like decided to let him go.
You know
And
what?
then he gave it to Armin.
You know what's also a really interesting question that just comes to mind is like what would have been, because like Erwin cared about humanity, but like we saw like his ultimate goal was just like to know the truth, right? And like he would have known the truth right after that battle. Like if he gets the syringe, like he finds out everything. I wonder what would be like what's next for him, if he would have kind of lost his flame a little bit, or like going on with the story, like they just realized there's another nation, we gotta, like Aaron's like,
Yeah, I don't.
Do
think,
we have
I
to-
think there's no way he loses.
like
his
do we
flame
have to
after
go
this.
and like kill them? Like I wonder if Erwin would have been like let's go get him, or he would have been like not as like passionate as, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would've been
personally
interesting
think
to
he's
watch.
More passionate.
Yeah.
Really?
That would have been
100%.
It just depends, because you know how they kind of forget things when they transform into a Titan? Like they kind of forget a little bit. I wonder if that would have impacted him at all.
That's just recent stuff.
Yeah,
No,
like,
I know,
only
but,
forgot,
like-
the last couple hours.
I just wonder if that would have like changed anything, because like you saw how it, well, at least we've been able to kind of see how it's affected Aaron a
Yeah.
little bit, you know. So I just wonder what would have changed about Erwin, because like what was driving him was that thing to discover the truth, but then it's like you discover the truth, and then what comes after that?
Yeah, that's what Brig was saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like a really interesting what if. I agree with you, Ken. I think he would have just like been like, let's freaking take, like let's take back like LDO or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
Because there's still more truth to be figured out.
100%. But it's just an interesting thought. Like I wonder, because Erwin would have like, that was his like light at the end of the tunnel, and he would have got there, and then it would kind of been like, what next?
My second favorite scene, I think, is Armin's like hero. That episode, like Armin, and I count like this the second part as well as part of it, but like Armin's like sacrifice and Aaron killing the colossal titan, especially that it was in like his human form.
That part was sick.
That was like I
forgot.
loved that, because like it was just like I thought for sure as soon as like Armin bought Aaron enough time, I thought it was gonna be his Titan that came up and like finished him off. But it was like when it was his human form, I was like, that's so sick. Such a callback to episode 5 of
I think
season
that's what
1.
was throwing him off so much too.
Oh
Like,
my goodness.
Yeah.
he did it
What
human
are you
form.
laughing
did
at,
not they?
Maria?
But when you said second part
Ken?
of Armin's thing, did you mean Aaron Kane?
Yeah, because like I was gonna say like Aaron killing the colossal titan, killing Burrito was part of that.
Boruto?
Birth control.
Yeah.
Man, rest in peace, Boruto.
Rest in peace, not really.
No, yeah,
Rest in
no.
pieces.
Technically, he lives on through Armin.
I guess.
GG no re for Bert.
But yeah, that was awesome. And then number 1, I mean, at least for me, like I'm like, bro, like it's gotta be Erwin's charge and his.
How
like,
is it
speech.
Erwin's charge when you were crying about Armin?
Well, because like it was the little kid flashback, man. Like little kid flashback, guaranteed. If they would have done that, because I mean, like Erwin, he kind of died twice. He died once on this horse, and it was like really sudden. And then he died later when they was like a really sad like goodbye. Armin's was like a buildup of like him getting burned and holding on, and he can't be a hero. And then he bought Aaron enough time, and then the flashback to him as a little kid. I was just like, bro, it was like so much at once. Where like Erwin's was kind of like
There
split,
wasn't
Yeah.
Erwin
If
kid
they would've-
flashback.
huh?
There wasn't Erwin kid flashback.
But not right now. But yeah, if it would have been built up like that, I guarantee it would have happened. Because I like Erwin much better than I like Armin. But like Armin, I still love Armin. But you know,
Yeah.
just the way they did it was just so emotional.
If you ever watches Naruto, he's gonna cry for sure at a certain part.
Why? Just because, like, bro, like, have you ever
Goated.
seen a more heroic death? I don't think so. Especially with like what he said, like, bro, like inspiring an entire army to go kill themselves.
dude.
Like, how do you even do that?
That's crazy.
Like, how do you
He
inspire an
literally called
entire
himself
army to
the
kill
expert
himself?
con master. Well, my number 3 was going to be Aaron killing the Colossal Titan in human form, because like exactly what Carter said is like what I said to Carter at one point, like off screen. Like that scene is so sick. Like, it's. But my number 3 is going to be very shocking because it's not a big scene at all.
Oh, I can't wait to hear
Hot
your
take.
hot take.
No, this
Yeah,
isn't a
this
hot
is-
take.
this is-
I know.
hot
I just that just
Oh, I have
made
the
me
perfect hot
remember.
take.
You said you
No.
had a juicy hot
Yeah,
take.
I have put so much thought into like season 3, but for some reason, like because my number 3 isn't that anymore, one of like the most shocking scenes to me up until this point was where the owl says like, "You have to say it like to save
Oh.
Armin and Mikasa."
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I was so
That's
shook. I was literally like,
Can of what?
what is happening?
I remember.
Like, how does he have?
It was bent out of shape. during
I
the
was-
scenes. He was like,
I literally was. I was like, wait. Like, it just took me so off guard. Like, it was so shocking to me, so crazy. And I'm so excited to see, like, where that all goes. Because Carter's kind of been thinking it since the beginning, but I just couldn't, like...
I can't
The juiciest
believe.
prediction.
I
ever.
But it
can't
was
believe
the
I,
owl,
like,
it wasn't Aaron.
said
So I was
that.
like, it was the owl, though. So I'm like, what? It just... Because I could see Dr. Yeager saying it to Aaron, right? Because he knew them. But the owl has no idea who they are. This is decades earlier. Like,
Yeah.
so crazy.
And then you think
So
about
crazy.
it. And then you think about
I'm getting
like,
chilled
when they
right now.
first said it, like in season 1, how he's like, "You must remember this to save Mikasa." He was just like relaying a message he heard. It wasn't even like a father to a son. It was like
Yeah, when you realize
it was
that.
just some random man told him that when he didn't even know, like when Aaron didn't even exist yet, wasn't born.
Neither did Armin or
Yeah,
Mikasa.
and he just
None of them.
relayed it to them, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
So crazy. That was insane. And then like number 2, for sure, is Armin's like death. Part of the reason why I have such like an issue with Armin getting chosen to get the injection was because I felt like Erwin's charge was unreal, but his death, like Carter mentioned, is just so quick and kind of like, just like, I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't the correct send off in a way. And of course, it's because he didn't die, right? Like the real tension is choosing the injection. But like Armin's death, like the episode's called Hero, and it was like one of the most heroic like sacrifices I've ever seen, where he's like, "Aaron, like, have I ever lied to you in my whole life? Like, we're going, and then like he's gonna die."
You guys knew
And it's just
it.
like,
You
it's
guys
so
called it.
epic just to like kind of get robbed. Like his death, his sacrifice is kind of almost like robbed in a way. It's not because it still saved the day, but it is because,
He got
It's-
brought back
it's-
to life.
yes. But yeah, Armin's death is number 2, but number 1 has to be Erwin's charge.
One more reference. It's like Cage 6.
Oh
Oh
wow!
my gosh.
Cage 6's death was shocking, but
oh my god.
I didn't realize
Wow.
earlier in the show, like the phrase that Armin says, like those who can't abandon anything can't change anything. How much that would come like into play with so many characters. Like you think about Erwin and like what Brig was saying, like the only for a fact the only reason that like Erwin went in the first place to Shigashino was because he wanted to see the basement. He didn't go because he felt like he needed to be there to like order the troops. He didn't go because he like thought he was like humanity's best chance. He went because he wanted the basement, right? And that's why Levi knew he couldn't stop him from going. And then like he just has that realization where like you see him like kind of defeated, where he gives it up, where he sits down and he's like he's so defeated because he knows he's not gonna see it.
It's a heavy scene.
Yeah, he's like, he knows that, and so he abandoned like his life's purpose, like to change the future, like to change.
Never thought about that.
And it's just
Yeah.
like that has come into play for like so many people. Like it's come into play with Armin himself, with Aaron, now Erwin. It's like, and there's probably even more references to that like phrase
Levi?
throughout the show, like Levi.
Abandoning Erwin.
Dude.
Yeah. So it's just it's no shock to anybody that Erwin's my favorite character. So like that moment for him, like him on top of the scouts too, is just it's undefeated.
Dude, I just realized, like as you were saying that, like, oh my gosh. So like, Erwin felt so much guilt for all the scouts' deaths because like he knew it was like it wasn't for humanity. It was like to find the truth. A lot of the deaths was like a lot of expeditions were like to find the truth. It wasn't really like
it's for his dream.
Yeah, it wasn't really like humanity. It wasn't benefiting humanity at all his deaths, and he felt so like down about it. That's why he's like sitting down, like McKay mentioned, like it looks like he's on some like broken throne, and like it shows him. And then I just realized like that's why his speech was so inspired, talking about like the courageous fallen and stuff, because he like it like flipped the script where like all those deaths are finally are going to be worth something, like because of this moment, and that's why his speech is like so powerful. It kind of like if he didn't have that like switch inside of him, like his speech wouldn't have been as like powerful. I don't think he maybe couldn't have convinced the scouts.
Well, there's a scene where he's
Which is
on
kinda
top of the
sick,
wall
think about
and he's thinking he's like even if this goes south, like I can like it's right there. I can go there like and see it before I die. Like he is like so. And then as soon as he realizes he's not gonna make it, and like if they do make it, he has to sacrifice himself. He's like, that's like where like what you're talking about, like.
That's true.
The guilt settles in that moment because his dream is dead for himself. Like, yeah, that's when it's like he realizes it's going to be accomplished through somebody else, like not him.
Yeah, it brought like power to his words.
Probably a little comforting too to know that like if he did that, his dream would come true, but just not for him. You know, like.
Yeah.
He would pretty much be like the catalyst to make his dream come true. That's so tough too. Like if you're like the thing that makes it happen and you don't get to see it, you know.
It is literally like if the Emperor would have shown Anakin like how to save Padme, and then Anakin like still chose not to because it was like the right thing to do. Like because then he like wouldn't be a Sith or whatever because he would be. It's like nobody's gonna like make that choice, you know. Like that's too.
Yeah,
It's
it's like you don't want to live without her, so you have to die for her to live. It's almost like
Yeah.
you still don't get what you want,
Yeah.
but like you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Which is it's just kind of
very. See that one scene inspires so much like
Oh,
thought, you know.
it's so
it
sick,
provokes
bro.
so much thought.
Yeah, I just realized that when you're talking. I was like, bro, like that's why his speech is so like goated, because he's like his view on like all the dead scouts totally changed. Instead of it being like guilty and like kind of worthless, he was like, no, they mean something.
Let's kill more.
Like our death will mean it is like will be a part of this like breakthrough for humanity, like a true breakthrough.
Yeah.
Which is so sick.
What's crazy too is that probably like switched when he became like the commander. Like we already mentioned how when he was like a captain, like no scouts died like under his command, and then as soon as he became the commander, he called the shots. It's like they all started dying like, so fast.
dropping like flies.
Yeah,
bro.
like
Also, it's so sick how
I don't think they started dying until like Colossal Armor really showed up. Because he was commander.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Was he commander
Oh wait.
when Aaron was like?
oh boy.
He was commander when
They
the
kinda
Colossal
just-
first showed up.
They
He was
kind of
commander
just
before
always
that, right?
died. They
They
kind of just always
always
died.
died.
Because if I even
But
think
I
back
don't
to the
think they
first
just got
expedition that you
destroyed.
ever see,
Yeah.
is before the Colossal or the Armored even show up. But he wasn't commander at that
He was a
time.
captain.
He was captain.
Or a section commander or something.
Yeah, because at that time it was the commander was the guy was
The trainer.
boot camp
Yeah.
trainer. Remember
Was it
he
still,
like
though? No, because the flashback we see of him talking to Carla is when Aaron's a baby.
it goes all the way
was
through
he
it.
still the commander at that time?
It talks about him like giving the grandma the armor
the hand.
of
Okay.
her son,
Okay.
and then yeah, so they kind of just always die. But I guess at that time,
I doubt it'd be
his
nothing.
cap like his
They're like-
squad never died. Like Levi's squad
Yeah.
died.
One more thing from that scene too is it's so crazy. Like when you think about it, how like they just entrusted so much to Levi without even like a doubt, like without a thought. He's like, yep, you're gonna kill every Titan there, and you're gonna get to the Beast Titan, and you're gonna kill him by yourself with no backup. And he's like, and like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, I love how Levi doesn't know like what to do. He's like, "There's no buildings, there's no trees," and Erwin immediately is like, "Dude,
Yeah.
there's literally Titans lined up for you." Like,
At the exact correct height.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
Because it's like so sick. Because like Erwin's not gonna give up his dream of not seeing the basement just for it to be in vain, like for them to still get clapped by the Beast Titan, and then humanity's done. Like he was so confident. He's like, yeah, like if I kill myself right now and like distract him for 30 seconds, like Levi is gonna pack him up, and he did. Just kind of, it's just like
Oh,
sick.
he
It's so sick.
Just
dude.
packed him up, dude.
I love that, how Levi just came out of the smoke
Dude.
and like he just looks over, his Titans are dead. He's like, what the? And then he just comes.
Dude, I think what's
Zeke is so
underrated is
scary.
when they're killing he's killing the 3 in the background while it's showing the redheaded kid,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and he only has one blade. He only has one blade,
That's true.
and he literally like Zeke like sends 3 on him.
He's
Just
like, his
one
blades
blade.
are dull.
And then you see him on top of the wall, and he's killed them all. Like he killed 3 with one blade, and he's
And he was
Like,
gonna
more
go
than
after
3,
Zeke
no, he
with
killed
like
more than
nothing,
3, I think.
dude.
Where it shows like
So
where it
good,
shows
bro.
them like in the distance he's killing them. There's at least 4.
I think there was 4, yeah.
Oh, 4.
Yeah, there were more than 3. You would.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Stupid Duck Titan,
I
bro.
hate the Duck Titan. dude. There should have been
So
5
dumb.
Duck
He has the least screen time of like any Titan. I hate him.
It's
So
actually called the Invincible Titan.
The underrated Titan.
It is immortal, actually.
It's the immortal Titan.
You already have
All right,
Jack.
Jack, hot take.
I don't know if I have a hot take.
This will spark an interesting conversation.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jackson gave a
Bill Russell.
controversial take.
Bill Russell
I mean, I'm
inbound.
not necessarily controversial. There could be a lot more thought
A
going
political
into this, like on my part, and like just you could dive into this a lot. And it's
Say
that-
less, Jack.
How should I word this? Like,
He's building this
no,
up.
like
so
how,
strong.
I'm like, how should I word this to how we would like which direction it would go? I think giving the syringe to Armin was the right thing to do. Not like bagging on Erwin at all. I guess that's just a simple way to say it. Like giving the syringe to Armin was the right thing to do.
Are you sure you're not letting any of like season 4 bias into this right now? You're
No,
saying
I'm
up until
just
the
saying
point.
because of that. Like not bagging on Erwin at all.
Because
And
Levi
this,
and
this
Hanji were
also
both like,
kind of
nope.
goes into
Erwin.
my like character thing a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
So Armin, I guess we just talked about Erwin a bunch. Like he has that dream. He's doing like everything he can, kind of to accomplish it, even if it kind of goes ahead of humanity's like goals. Then again, like at the same time, it doesn't really go ahead of humanity's goals because finding out that truth is you don't know it's as important until like Aaron comes around and then Dr. Ymir comes around and all that. Like you don't realize actually how important that question is to their survival against the Titans until that stuff starts happening. But Armin, as a person, compared to Erwin, before Erwin like eventually just gives up on his goal, Armin's willing and ready to just give his life for humanity, for the scouts.
Versus Erwin giving it up for his dream.
Yeah, versus no, like Armin has a dream and he wants to accomplish it, but he just gives up his life just like that. He doesn't struggle with it as much as Erwin does. He doesn't need Levi.
What do
someone
you
like
mean
Levi
struggle
there
with it
comes.
like Erwin
So,
does?
are pretty much what you're saying, like Armin,
Wait,
he
well-
makes the right choice for the right reasons?
He makes the right choice for the right reasons, but he makes it like that. He doesn't have this like really big inner turmoil like Erwin does.
What inner turmoil are you
About
talking
killing the
about?
scouts
Well,
and being
yeah,
like...
Erwin's sitting there all guilty. We just talked about
Okay,
this.
but I don't think that means that he is unwilling to give his life. He
No,
always
it's
no, but Jackson
the life
said
for
he
the
said,
reason.
but he said like he doesn't have
That's
inner
what I'm saying, there's
turmoil.
way
He's
more-
more
way
he-
more
he's
to
just
it.
saying he's more hesitant
There's
to
way
give
more
his
to
life
this.
than
I don't think he
Armin.
is at all. He leads from the front. If he
Well,
was
yeah,
hesitant
no.
to give his
How-
life
not
testifying the truth,
hesitant,
he
I
would
mean,
like he would
How I
sit
see
back
it
and
is
wait.
he's more willing to give his life for his dream, not really for humanity, whereas Armin has a dream to see the sea, but he's fine to give up his life if it means giving Aaron time to get to the basement, and it doesn't even like hesitate. It doesn't make him
I feel
hesitate
like
whatsoever.
Erwin's
You know?
dream was holding him back a lot more than it would than Armin's dream.
I can see that. I think
But-
the only difference is
And see, that's why it's
Erwin
a hot
is
take, 'cause
Erwin is
it's-
more willing to
Like, there's
give
a lot
up.
that goes into it.
Erwin is more. I think Erwin is more willing to give up lives in general for the truth and humanity than Armin is, and I don't think Erwin excludes himself in that sense. Like I think Erwin is willing to give up himself and other people's lives for the truth, and Armin like cares more about other people. Like he cares more about other people's lives, and so like
he makes sometimes like more rational decisions and tries to think of different ways in order to do things rather than just like brute.
And I think that's, I don't know, I kind of think that's why it's like the better decision. There's a lot that goes in this. Lots that goes in this.
But I think that Arwen's dream is
Who was
connected.
Arwen?
Oh my gosh. Armin's dream
I would.
is connected with Aaron's. If Aaron sees the sea, for Armin it's the same thing. Like Armin said, he's like, Aaron, go see the sea for us. Versus Erwin, it's like, I want to know the truth. It's not like if they know the truth, I'm satisfied. It's like I want to know.
Yeah, because Erwin did say like
Okay.
like you said earlier, it's like if this goes south, it's right there. I can just go see it. You know.
So
like,
it's kind of like unfair. Like
I feel like- I feel
Armin can give his life up knowing that if he's giving Aaron more time or whatever, like Aaron will still see the sea, and for him that's him like fulfilling his dream as well.
And Erwin eventually
Versus-
gets to that point where he's like,
Yeah.
I can give up on my dream and let everyone else figure it out, and that's okay. But I'm just saying, Armin didn't really hesitate at all. He obviously didn't have the same experiences as Erwin. He didn't have to command that many people. It's different.
Here's the thing,
I'm
though.
saying, I
Armin
think-
hesitated when it came to putting other people's life on the line. We saw that
And that's not a
where
bad thing.
it was. It could have screwed him if Jean didn't boost into action where Armin failed. They're all dead.
I know, I'm just saying overall.
So it was a
that's
bad
that's
thing.
not a
That's
bad
true.
thing.
You need somebody that's willing to make immediate course of action. And
No,
Armin
has
froze.
a lot less
with
experience.
Armin.
I'm just
I don't
saying.
know.
I mean, this is a hot take.
That's why it's a
Yeah.
hot take.
Yeah.
I feel like in the end, and maybe that's partially, not necessarily partially because of what I know from season 4. I just feel like Armin was the
See,
right
there's
person.
some season 4 bias creeping
I just
in
said
here.
I don't think there
I
really
could
is.
feel it.
I guess we'll see. You know,
I
only
don't
time
think
will
there
tell.
really is because I just thought about it for a second. I'm like, I don't really think
Here's the thing. Of course, you're letting season 4 bias come in. If there was a season 4, if there were
No,
two
there's
season
not. That's what
4s
I just
where
said.
Erwin is in there and Armin's in there, I'm sure you could make a way better argument. But like,
Well, I just said there's not.
we'll see. Only time will tell. My hot take. I don't know what you guys are gonna say about it,
I know,
but let's do
wait.
yours. Yes.
I want to roast you.
Okay. Yeah. Roast me, Jack. My hot take
what?
is that Marco, the scene with Marco, Annie, Reiner, and Bertolt, like Marco's death, pretty much,
Oh,
is I think it's the saddest death in the show. Not that it makes me the most sad, but it's the saddest in the sense of like, first of all, nobody's ever going to know what happened, ever, and then like, well, Reiner's
No,
still
that's not
alive.
I
What
don't
do you
think
mean?
that's a hot take.
No, that's not true.
Well, and then like,
What?
Armin could
true.
know.
Armin
eventually.
could know.
Armin could know from his memories.
Oh, because
Oh.
he ate Bertolt.
Yeah.
But
Would be
go,
kinda
no, go
crazy.
ahead. No, but
Is
I
that
get
what
you
happens?
mean. Wash my hands.
No, yeah, I just think that like Marco, like I don't even. Like
He has the saddest death in the show.
Like he has the saddest death in the show because he's like, there was nothing heroic about it. He literally was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and his friends killed him.
It was
in,
like the first
horrible
betrayal.
way. Yeah, and it's like, and we didn't know this for so many seasons, and then it's just like.
Definitely didn't
It
see that
just
one.
sucks. Like they're just watching him get eaten by this titan. He's screaming for their help, and
No
like,
one can
oh,
help.
it was so disturbing. Like it probably was like
I can't remember.
it's up there with what's his bucket, Mike's death.
Yeah.
Like so.
It was so
depressing.
hard on Annie too. And then Reiner was like Mr. Tough Guy, and then like it happened. He's like, "Why is he being eaten?"
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was
split
like,
personality
and that's
everything.
crazy because that's the scene we saw in the first season.
Yeah.
When he dies, it shows Reiner, and he's like, "Why is whatever?" I think. Or am
I think it
tripping?
was no, it was in season 2.
But there's
season 2.
it shows us
Yeah.
a Reiner
He just
being
says
like,
like, Marco, why is he
yeah.
is he being eaten?
Oh,
it
okay.
shows it
Yeah.
at some point. I don't remember the season.
Yeah, that's my hot take. Is that
I don't
Marco
think
might
that's a hot
have
take.
the saddest. Not saddest because it didn't make me like super sad because I'm not emotionally connected
Like,
to,
in general.
to him, but most like depressing death. Like,
Most
it's, like,
more like
so-
brutal.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
or,
just
like,
No one
hard,
can help
like-
him.
I think
No
it's
one
I think
can
it's
help him.
worse than Mike's because it's done
Oh,
by
it's
his
worse.
friends.
It's
It's
worse.
done by his
That
friends. Well, he thinks that he's their friends.
That was
Like,
worse.
I think Marco has the worst death in the show. So
Oh, yeah.
if that's not a hot take, then that's
I
my
think-
hot
That's
take.
I think
not
that's-
take. That's what's sad.
I think it'd be a hot take to say it's not.
That's a take.
That's a take.
Well,
It's
I mean,
a-
I guess
it's
you
a-
could put
Ah, so
Armin.
room
Marco's
temperature
better.
take.
You could put Armin's death in there.
But he doesn't
Is,
die.
but I know,
but
but
at
like,
least it's heroic.
no, it is heroic, yeah. But like, I think didn't you say saddest or?
That's why I kept trying not to say saddest.
No, I think he's
that's
saying
not
it's
what I
like the
meant.
most like brutal, like putting yourself
Yeah.
in their shoes. Like for Marco, that's
Yeah.
tough.
They did that to him. He had no.
Like,
way
it was
around him to
simply
help
like
him.
he was in the wrong place
Yeah.
at the wrong time.
Like you're chilling. Think about it, you're chilling.
Dude, if he
You
hadn't
see your
said
friends
anything-
come. They're like the cream of the crop of your like squad. You're like, oh hey guys, and then like next thing you know, like you like come from behind. You hear them like saying those feral things, and you're like, what are you guys talking about? And then they're like,
If he hadn't said anything.
they just pin him down, rip him of his gear, and they're like.
There's a
You can't
Titan around the
notice.
corner, and
There's a
they
Titan.
like,
You see the Titan coming, and your
It's
friends
so
are on the
brutal.
roof watching you, and
It's
they
so
just picks you up
brutal.
and eats you. And while you're about to be eaten, you just see your friends that you thought were
They're
like.
standing there just watching.
watching.
It's
Like,
all
that's like-
so
Well,
bad.
especially people you thought were your friends like a minute ago.
That's
Like,
so
literally,
sad,
a
bro.
minute ago.
No, and
That's literally like if right
instant.
now I was
It's
just like maybe I walk down the stairs and you guys are like talking and I'm like, what did I just hear? And then you guys all turn on me and kill me.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Literally.
literally.
It's crazy to think
Well, we don't
about.
kill him.
We
We
should
just
Okay.
we let.
It's crazy to think about Marco's perspective.
Yeah,
Like,
like
holy
Marcos,
crap.
or like it could be like literally like we're all like chilling, like playing a Rocket League tournament, and then like Carter just comes down and like turn around, like, hey Carter, and Carter's like,
No, like yeah, like literally imagine you're walking down the stairs and you hear us like talking about like some like terrorist activity that we're planning. And you're just like, am I hearing this right now? And then you like walk down and we're like, we just kill you. Like
yeah, or
It's
like
kinda
just some,
wild.
yeah, just like
Well, that's the thing is like I completely
that'd be so
like
crazy.
I completely forgot the mystery of Marco's death. Remember when John finds him and he's like, why is there
It's just
like
a mess.
where's his gear like what? It was like a mystery, right? Like it didn't look right, and then like we find out 3 seasons later
yeah.
that like it was this horrible instance.
Yeah. Okay, but my hot take, I'm kind of scared to say it, honestly. But I kind of am, bro. And it's not just scared to say it for you guys.
I
but-
said mine, and it was a
Well, I
very
think
good
mine
outtake,
might be
so.
worse in terms of like the fandom. Of
Carter's
AOP.
all of a sudden like
Oh.
Ymir's the hottest girl in the show.
I mean, yeah, I could have said.
I'd walk out.
No, I just
It's
like.
already past my bedtime. I'd just be like, you know what, guys, finish the review.
Okay.
I'm out of here.
Well, let me give you some comfort. It has nothing to do with Ymir.
Okay, I'll stay.
But-
I guess I'll stay.
I like
Story?
I like what he does for the story, and I like
Wait, who? Sorry.
I'll get there,
Rodriguez.
dude.
Oh, I was like,
Rodriguez.
what
I-
it is.
I like what he does for the story. I like what I saw because of him,
I know what
but
it is.
I don't see the hype around Kenny.
I knew it.
Like,
I knew that was
I-
gonna be
like,
that.
no, like,
I literally
like
called
I
it.
don't like, and maybe some of it has to do with like the season 3 like shock. I was like, oh, this is what's
That's
happening.
worse than Ymir.
Dude, I like. That's what. Hold on. Let me explain. Let me explain
No,
myself.
that's not very
Let me
nice.
explain myself.
Bro.
I love like the action scenes and like the depth that goes and like the information that he's able to share. Like the depth of like the Ackerman name and like his relationship to Levi and like the scenes that are created. But I don't understand like why people like love Kenny. Like why they're like Kenny. Like I'm like
you know what it is.
I just don't get it.
It's the hype around Levi. That's why people like love Kenny, is because he's so.
But I love
intertwined
Levi.
but like, I feel like a lot of because I knew that this was going to be
It's
Carter's
like
hot take.
It's a
disturbed.
much less
I'm
involved,
I'm
less
disturbed.
built up. Levi.
I knew that. Hold on, I knew that this was going to be Carter's hot take because I remember me and Carter were having a discussion one night after everybody else had gone to bed, and Carter was like, dude, like, what does he like provide for the story? Not like I don't remember what the question was, and I was like, I think it's literally the reason he's in there is to connect the dots like between like the Ackermans and like their family name and to explain something there. And Carter was just like, dude, he's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm not sure on it yet. And like that's all we left it off on.
He
Like,
also
I'm not-
connected the dots between the original founding Titan.
yeah, the king guy.
Like
yeah.
the guy that like lives in the like that controls the will of all royal blood
Yeah.
that have the founding
See,
Titan.
and like I said, that's why I had to preface before I said it, because it's like I completely understand all of it, right? And I love what happens because of him, like that Levi chase scene. I just like, and maybe it has something to do too with like he shows up and he like low key looks like RoboCop meets cowboy. Like, you know, like something like such a far cry from anything we'd seen in the show so far.
That's true.
So maybe it was just like
Very
the
different.
shock to me. Like, I don't know. But I just like,
Well,
I
then
want
they're
to know,
using
like,
these pistol guns and
Yeah,
different
well,
OEMs.
and it's like,
really different.
and not
you know?
saying that shouldn't be in the show, but like, I don't know. Like, I just don't see like why people love him.
Here, think about
Dude,
this.
that kind of reminded me of another hot take.
Think about this. There's kind of in the beginning episodes, Erwin and Levi are kind of on like separate paths because Levi is more so like fighting Kenny, fighting the people who are working with Kenny, in a way, and then Erwin is fighting like against the government behind the scenes. They're like separated. I think it kind of gives Levi an enemy that is hard for him to defeat. It's hard for him to go up against because he's smarter than
Yeah,
he's
and
smarter than him.
I agree. I low key wish
I don't
though,
think
like
he's better than
maybe in
I mean,
season.
he technically like he's his better.
I don't think
he
he
taught him
is.
everything he knows. I mean, no, obviously Levi beats him, but I'm saying it's someone who's kind of his equal.
Yeah,
Someone
the
who can
closest
actually,
it gets,
yeah,
for
someone who
sure.
can actually challenge him. 'Cause
Yeah.
if he wasn't there, like Levi would just destroy all those other people.
I
Because they wouldn't
think-
have learned from Kenny. They wouldn't know how to use. I not know how to use all ODM gear, but like
I get what you're saying.
Kenny is the equal to Levi that like the government and all that stuff is to Erwin that they're both trying to overcome.
And it would have made Aaron's rescue like.
Yeah.
Figure out where he is.
You know what?
It's just
Actually,
Rob Reese.
I have figured
Yeah.
out
and
why I don't
Historia,
get it.
Levi just.
I have-
They needed him to.
I figured out why I don't get it. Or not why I don't. Yeah, I figured it out. It's just because it was so sudden. Like, now that I think about it, if it would have been
I get-
foreshadowed
yeah.
in season 1 or season 2, like, because it was all of a sudden in the same episode, it's like, you ever heard of Kenny?
No, not
the
even in the
Ripper?
same episode.
And then
30 seconds
and then 30
before.
seconds, and then like a minute later, he walks up on the roof. Not saying it was bad or anything, but I wish that maybe in season 1, like maybe like Levi could have been like talking to like Aaron when like Aaron and like the group like breaks onto the scene, and they talk about things. Like maybe like just mentions like
Like one
Kenny,
thing,
like Kenny
yeah.
the Ripper is like some guy that's out there, because then it would have been like, oh my gosh, like
There's this
here's
bonus.
Kenny the Ripper,
Yeah.
instead of like, you ever heard of Kenny the Ripper?
There
30
he
seconds
is.
later, he's there.
Okay, I have to
Didn't-
tag on to this. Hold on, tag.
Just this is super small. You know how when they show Levi and he's a little kid when Kenny finds him, and he's
Yeah.
like, looks like Gollum.
Yeah.
Didn't they show? Didn't that little flashback happen
No.
before Kenny?
No.
Happened during
All season 3.
No, it showed him once. 'cause you-
No, just a little flashback.
It showed little frail Levi, and you guys were like,
Yeah.
who's that little?
Yeah.
No, but that
They
wasn't
could've-
in
they
season
could've-
2 or season 1.
Yeah.
No, I think it was.
It was.
It was
When?
super small. It was super subtle.
Okay, then it was too
They-
subtle on
I'm
a
saying,
first
yeah, they
watch.
could've
Because
explained-
like,
Yeah.
Was it in the OVA?
Well, I mean, you guys
Are
didn't
you
even
sure
think
it's
that
not
was
in the
Levi
OVA?
when it was
No.
like
No, but I
basically
feel like it
saying
was
he
before
Levi.
yeah, that was
season
too
three,
subtle
I'm
for
saying.
me.
I need to look this
I'm
up.
saying
I don't need it
with
to be
that moment-
obvious.
Yeah, that moment they probably could have expanded more.
Yeah, like
You suck, dragon.
I don't need things to be obvious. In fact, I love show not tell.
Dragon.
I love
think
show
that
not
happened.
tell. But I wish it could have been something that was built up a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, my whole thing that I initially had with season 3 as a whole anyways, was that like it all kind of happened so suddenly, and like, and now on a rewatch, guaranteed I'll like it a lot more. But like, for the first watch, it just kind of all happened so quick, and that's I think that's probably where my
Shock value doesn't equal like
good for
driving
me.
all the time.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
for me. Shock value for me, like hardly ever. Like
It's like
really
scary
works.
movies that only have like it's not
Jump
like built
scares.
up scary. It's just jump scares. Like you're not actually scared. You know. It's just,
Yeah.
But I have to add on to this because I feel the exact same way about the freaking Thunder Spears. I feel like if they would have mentioned that they were working on a new weapon for the Armor Titan, even one time, it's like all of a sudden we have ballistic missiles out of
It shows them
nowhere.
before that though.
It shows them for one episode, and all it shows them is it's behind their back. They don't mention it's for the Armor Titan or that it's literally a missile.
I think-
I feel like
I don't
the-
think it was for the Armor Titan. It was the interior police were doing something.
It was already something that was developed.
It wasn't-
No, but like it's the same type thing where they mention what it is and then they use it like 30 seconds.
I know,
later.
I agree with you though on this, but like I don't think it was for the Armor Titan, but it was still just like, yeah, like the interior police were secretly making ballistic missiles that ironically
I think they were
perfectly
checking bombs or
counters
something.
Yeah.
the
I
armor
don't think
titan,
they
which
were-
we have no answers for right now.
Yeah,
I don't think they were making the missiles. They were making something else related to it.
It was just very out of like left field and like perfectly used, and I was like, okay. I said it multiple times. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about these thunder spears.
Yeah,
Like,
not saying that they shouldn't exist. It's just like
just plug them a little bit. You know?
yeah, like things. Yeah, like I agree.
Not
And,
even
and,
plug
and,
them. It's like we need like a countermeasure
Yes.
for
Yeah.
the armor.
and Attack on Titan is one of those shows too, where it's like there's so much to get through. You know,
Yeah.
where it's like I can see that. I'm like,
we're
there's really
nitpicking.
like
we are.
no, yeah, we're
nitpicking.
super
We
nitpicky.
should just cancel the show.
I feel like
Yeah,
it's one of
it's not
those
worth
things
watching.
where it's like
It's time to go.
obviously like season like the story is so intricate and so like deep and well thought out and well written. Like I've already been thinking now for days. I was like, this has got to be like up there with like one of the greatest like stories I've ever like heard or seen or anything. You know, like already, and there's season 4 to watch, but there's so much like such a deep story to get through that I can see how they kind of just like casually threw those things
Certain
in
details
there
like that.
because there's
yeah.
not really time to do that. But I just wish they would have. But I can see why they did.
I'm really glad we have that on video.
Why?
Because I don't know where we'll be. at the
We're
end of season 4.
nitpicking. This thing's amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm saying your current state of mind about Attack on Titan is like amazing, and I love it. I just don't know.
We gotta.
I just don't know
So,
if I just don't know how you're gonna. I've been so curious for the past 3 months to know like how,
we should just do one character.
especially how is Carter going to react. Like when it's all said and done, how are you gonna feel?
I guess we'll see.
We already did characters. No?
No, we didn't see it.
See,
But I
we
think
didn't
we
see.
should- I think
we
we should
just
do
talked
one. I think
about-
we should do one character each.
I think it
For
was
me,
like
for me.
it was where the freaking the boards they sit on in the Reese family like chamber.
Yeah.
I was so confused. Me and Greg were talking about this how the pieces of wood were even in the wall. Like it made
Yeah.
no sense.
And how the ODM would connect to it.
Yeah, like it
Yeah.
made because you know how they made the little lanterns out of those pieces. Like, did they just find those pieces like broken,
Or did they break them
them?
off? Yeah. If they
Like-
broke them off, then why is Annie even still in case?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
break
Like,
her
or
up.
did,
I
was
think
hers
it's
like
different.
stronger?
I think
Could
it's
she
different
like?
crystal.
So yeah, that whole like the
It's
whole
different.
boards in the wall or whatever, in the beams made no sense to me. I was
If
so-
anybody knows, please
I think
Someone
they're-
let us
commented.
know.
We
Someone-
saw some
Different.
comments, but I saw them that they were the same.
Someone commented, but it's just like it's not like lore or like it's like straight facts where it's like they like we see the armor titan have hardening, we see Aaron have hardening, and like it's hard. Like Aaron
Yeah.
punches the armor titan's jaw and it breaks. Like it is hard.
I mean,
And then
No, no, no.
Annie's is impenetrable. And then it's just like there's this castle. It looks like it's made from the exact same titan.
Well,
like,
it has to be.
yeah, like it is.
Yeah.
It is made from
I don't think
a titan.
it
It
is.
is.
I
No,
think
like the comment says
they
it
look
is.
different. Like
But
in
it's just
appearance.
like a different type of hardening that's like
Soft.
not as
More
softer. And it's like
you never
They
know.
do look
You're
different.
telling me the guys went in there.
I'm saying the
And
process
maybe
that
they-
did
That
is
doesn't make
probably different
maybe
too.
maybe when whoever the Titan is that hardened that place, I mean obviously this is a stretch, but maybe he like hardened it and like
Oh
took
my
the
gosh.
boards into consideration while he hardened it.
No, maybe they hardened a different material into that stuff or something.
What I'm thinking is it's the
Like the
experience.
floor, like there's a
I'm thinking
floor.
it's like how experienced the Titan is with making it. So like if
it's like
if
the
a Titan's like
Titan
really
made that, like one of the OGs made
yeah,
that.
but like
Cat-
maybe Annie is like just more expert at hardening and makes it more dense. But like I understand what McKay's saying. Like why is there not just like some reason?
Like a
It's not even a
clear
big
cut.
deal. I just thought it was funny. You know, it's just like
This
because you saw John just hammering it with
oh,
his
dude, yeah,
little sword. He
and
couldn't do
everything.
anything. And there's just like
But
these little
it could be
platforms.
kind of related.
Yeah.
But it is.
'Cause that's-
It's not even. It was just funny.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I don't really have
It doesn't like rub me the wrong way, but it just kind of like it's funny how like yeah, like they just don't really have a clear explanation.
Well, when like their ODM gear pierced through it, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like they were able to swing around on that
hardened
stuff. So like,
differently.
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, I don't know. Like,
It does look different than like.
It looks
air
way
hardens
different.
But like
inside.
you think about it, like they
It's
made that
shiny.
cavern a special place where someone can turn into a titan and eat another human with the powers.
So it's,
They want to make it like kind of like an indestructible little like place where like no harm can happen. You know what I mean?
Like when you
because there's
build
a
a-
Titan involved.
When you build a
Yeah.
safe room out of obsidian in Minecraft.
Yeah, it's like
To fight
this
the wizard.
obsidian.
The weather can blow it up.
This obsidian is just able to have wooden mounds on it, and like ODM gear just conveniently clings onto it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
they
It's
also
not a big
have
deal.
the hardening fluid. I wonder if that hasn't been.
I don't know.
Well, and
Anyways.
something I've seen so far is that like the adaptation from the manga to the anime, sometimes like the anime. No, sometimes they actually literally change things in the anime, just for like anime purposes. Like, for example, the Colossal Titan never disappeared in the manga in episode 5.
like
instantly,
like,
never vanished. Eren never got his
That one's sus.
his
What do you
power
mean
up.
it didn't vanish? Like,
No
it
Titan
slowly
can,
went away
like,
or it ran
All of them have to
away?
like exit.
I don't
the
know.
body and
All
it
I know is that
dissolves,
never
and he
happened.
just, like,
It was just a
Only
thing they
once.
put in for the anime. I know that Eren never got his power up in the manga either in that season 1 finale.
Oh yeah, it was a great.
Like, I know that it's just sometimes they do things for the anime, but I'm not even saying that that's what I know. I'm just guessing here. Brig, do you have a hot take?
My hot take. I don't know. I don't think I have one, but I'd say Rod Reese was telling the truth.
Oh my gosh.
Conspiracy theory.
Rod Reese
No.
was goated.
Rod Reese is my favorite.
My hot
Um,
take, Rod Reese is my third favorite
Actually, I
character.
can think of one on the
Wait,
spot.
I don't,
Let me
I don't know if that's
see.
a hot take necessarily.
My hot take is that season 3 was way better than season 1 or season 2 because there was no Ymir in it.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't really have one. I guess my hot takes that. I don't have any hot takes on the top of my head,
That's
which is
fair.
surprising.
There you go.
So I don't know.
Jack, do you have any revisions from your characters?
And can you say for the viewers what your list was? I mean, I remember the number one.
I don't. I mean, I think it was Jean. Was my number
Yep.
one.
Oh, yeah,
Bill Russell.
That's when Bill Russell was born.
Was it Sean? It was Jean.
I gotta look up mine, bro.
Was Erwin one of them? Yeah,
Dude, I don't know. What's your list?
Bro, it sounds like Armin. You like Armin more
No,
than
that's
that
the
one.
first or second.
Well, I mean,
First. Yeah,
Erwin's
he was like,
dead,
John's
so-
my favorite.
Okay. What's your mother
I
effing
think
list?
I don't know if I'm just gonna revise it or if I'm just gonna say. I think I'm just gonna say probably the two characters I feel like had the most development in this season.
Which are
Just because John kind of stayed the same. I feel like Historia had a lot of development.
I'm
Is she
humanity's
like-
biggest threat.
Jack, just go your
I'm not
three
just your
characters.
three favorite characters.
Not like who developed the most.
Jack, you always gotta make it confusing.
No, that kind of has to do with it. On
So
this season.
Historia's in your favorite list?
I mean,
If
I'm
she
not
is,
saying
that's
she's
fine.
more favorite than I'd say Erwin. I think
I have a
Erwin's at
hot
the top, especially because with the things he had to do to like change and give up and give his life.
Okay.
I'll put Historia at the bottom, but I'm trying to think of who I put in between.
Rod Reese.
I mean, at this point, is Kenny the Ripper in there?
No.
Is
I
Frida
think
is
I'll say
Frida in
Levi.
there?
Is Flugel?
Is Historia's mom? in
Flagel?
there?
Oh, I don't know. I love Flagel.
Flagel?
I love Flagel.
Oh my gosh.
Jackson's like Historia's
I
I think
mom.
I'll put Levi right there.
I think
Levi
Marco had
a
the
lot
most
to do with
character
this time
development.
around.
I'm sorry, Jack.
And then I had to deal with that decision at the end too. Because that will ride on him for
So your
a
list
long
goes
time.
Erwin, Levi, Historia.
And then Historia, I'm just saying Historia because she had a lot of screen time this time around. And she had a lot of development too. And she stepped up to the plate. Like, she stepped up, like, killed her dad. She became the
It's
queen.
fair.
That's true.
Like, she did a lot of things that she, like, was afraid to do.
I have 2 hot takes.
And I'm not just saying she's my favorite. I'm just saying she had a lot of character development.
Well, the people want to know. The people want to know your
but,
favorites.
like,
I don't know where. I don't know
Dude,
how
I-
you keep
yeah,
going
but
from
I could-
favorite to character development.
because
Is this
because
your-
I
is this
could
your hot
say
take?
because I feel like Eren, Mikasa,
Is this your
Armin,
prediction?
Hanji, they're all on the same level for me. But I want to say freaking Historia, I guess.
Jack's a lover of,
There you go.
of the people.
You know what,
Okay.
Jack?
Jack hates to
Yeah,
be
because
he won't give him what he wants.
I ain't just oh yeah,
Yeah, no,
Eren's
say
my
of the
favorite.
character.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Jack,
But
that's
they just
okay.
I'm
want to know.
I'm just a simp for Eren.
No. I don't do that around here.
Gosh.
Okay, break down his hot takes before I go.
I have 2 hot takes now.
Brady's just salivating.
This is gonna be a 2-hour long review.
I don't.
Bro,
wow,
And
Carter
I
just
no,
said
and I
that?
love it.
Bro,
no, I love it.
Can we talk about how feral that? Like my hot take is like that Historia part was just. Someone's gonna have to explain it to me how she's.
How she
Yeah,
fell
I
a
know.
million feet.
No, that's my second
Is she
one. The
Icarus
first one, she's
fell?
like, "I'm humanity's biggest enemy,"
That could have been a
Good
translation.
girl.
I know the answer.
and then now it's like,
I know the answer.
"I'm the queen," and I have I've never brought up that little arc.
I actually knew the answer.
I know
though.
the
I saw
answer in a comment.
What?
It's a translation thing from Japanese to English.
Oh.
That's apparently not like what. Like that's
You're right,
like the
man.
direct translation isn't like
Any of
really
the
what
direct
it
translation or
means.
just that one?
It's not like I'm an enemy to humanity. I forgot what it said, but it was just a translation thing, and it didn't actually mean she's literally like an enemy. To
Was it just that
humanity.
translation or like all the translations?
Okay,
Just,
well-
just in that moment.
As a human being that doesn't speak Japanese, that would never know that in a million years, that like watching that, it's just like, bro, like she goes from
Yeah.
like I'm humanity's biggest enemy, and then she's like, I'm the queen,
Yeah.
and like I'm for the
That's a good-
people.
That's a
Did
good
they
one.
say anything about Aaron in that moment too? Like that he was depressed?
I don't
and-
remember.
Dude, Aaron was just crying the whole time.
I don't remember.
That, I don't even want to remember that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
remember that. Like,
And
No,
then-
and I read a
Just
comment
kill
that
me.
kind of changed my mind about that one, but
no, about his trauma. I read the same.
not about the trauma. Just like everybody's got their breaking point, and it had only been 5 months of the whole show up until that point, and then to see all that stuff and like, yeah, I get it, you
I
know.
get it.
Even though I felt like initially like it was
I
out
just-
of his
He's seen a
character.
lot,
Ju-
bro.
just
For a
'cause I get it, though.
15-year-old,
Yeah, especially
15
for a
years old.
15-year-old.
That's a lot.
Just because I get it doesn't mean I want to remember it.
Yeah, like I at first I was
Yeah.
like, this is out of his character,
Yeah,
and it's like I
exactly.
gotta remember he's a human being, you know.
And then my second hot take would be like, there's some sus scenes where like the scouts like will propel themselves 100 feet in the air when there's nothing to like grapple from above. Like,
And if they do grapple, it's propelling them towards
yeah,
the ground.
and they like grapple above, like their things shoot upwards, and it's like you're on top of the wall. What are you grappling right now? A bird? Like you know what I mean? And then it's like Historia, out of all those thousands of Rod Reeses flying around, she finds the main one conveniently. That's their plan. Like Historia's gonna like locate all of them, like slice that one, and then just fall, not catch herself with ODM, just fall on a wagon with a bale of hay just perfectly there, and like this big massive group of people are gonna conveniently be right there and be like, isn't that the queen, or like, isn't that
You wanna know what I bet
the
happened?
king's daughter? And like,
You wanna know what I bet happened?
what?
I bet it was all Erwin's plan. He planned it exactly.
Hey, man,
he knew
that-
he knew the trajectory, the timing. He plotted the wagon.
If that's the justification, then I'll take that.
Or she could have been watching where that
Yeah,
big
but
hunk
grappling
was
onto
shooting
those
out,
little
like-
pieces of meat, can you imagine like your boss tells you, yeah, you gotta fly in the air,
have
grab
to hit
onto
them
pieces of
perfectly.
meat and slice all of them
You can't
down. Like,
miss.
that's impossible, bro.
You're no longer
That's
scouts.
impossible.
You are the meat riders.
Yeah,
for the next 2
you are the Matrix. Like,
No, seriously.
impossible.
Anyways,
Well, my whole justification for that hot take initially, obviously I agree with you, but I do think too, like, in every single ODM shot they ever do in the entire show, to show what they grapple onto would be so tedious.
Oh,
and
yeah,
boring.
I
Like,
agree.
If every time they did their ODM and
It's
you
like
had to see
Spider-Man.
the shot of it launching, like attaching,
yeah.
I would get so like, okay, like
Those animators are
I'm
good
okay,
subs
like
that.
just like watching them do it and just they
Yeah,
go
yeah,
away.
no,
But
for
I
sure.
agree. It's like, what's the logic? I wish they'd add in the logic. I'm sure they could find a way, but it would be
They can just
super
make the
tedious.
I don't think it's even about the.
Or like
ODM.
just
It's more
one
about just,
scene
like-
where it's like they're on the wall and we see it. Just one. So then if there's ever like a sus scene, we're like, oh, it's probably just like the one they showed.
All they have to do
That's
is
not-
adjust the angle of their ODM to make sense.
But yeah, no, it's
Dude,
not like
that'd be
something that
so
actually
hard.
like bugs me. Like I just think it's funny. Like when I
Every
see it,
episode
like
brings,
It's like Spider-Man.
I mean, it breaks your suspense of disbelief a little bit, but because think about it, it's like to have that be your hot take and to be thinking about it like a week later, it had to have at least done something, but it doesn't like bother you like.
no,
holds
like
you
I
back,
see the
but-
scene. I always make a funny comment, but like I forget about it the
Yeah.
second the scene's gone.
Yeah.
It's good, but like it's like
You think about
Spider-Man.
season 3, you're not thinking
Exactly.
About that.
No, my list used to be Aaron, Erwin, Mikasa. My list has changed.
Erwin.
I have a feeling I know what happened.
I don't think you know what happened. Yeah, everybody knows.
Kenny the Ripper.
No. but it's Erwin solidified at number 1. There would have to be some crazy stuff in season 4 for me to change my opinion on that.
Rest in peace.
Like, yeah, rest in peace for real.
it has to change.
Rippers.
No, it doesn't, Jack. I don't care if I've seen the season 4 and the new stuff.
No, I'm saying because he's not in it.
I know.
That doesn't mean Jack.
anything.
It doesn't have to change.
Marco could be my favorite character right
Darth
now.
Vader's one of my favorites, and he's in it for half of it.
Wait till you see.
Yeah, but
Wait till you see Erwin's speech as a Force ghost.
Oh, I can't wait to see. Oh wait, no, there's nobody alive to tell the tale except for that redhead.
And he's feral. He's feral. Actually, he loves Erwin though.
Yeah, he's kind of on the. I don't know how to feel about him.
I was gonna say
Dude, he
has
respects
some random
Erwin-
character
Erwin more than
development. Like what's up, right?
He does respect
He
Erwin
has-
more than you.
He has the
do.
quickest character
Which is
development.
crazy.
out
He's
of
like
anybody.
the biggest Erwin meat.
Floyd
Right?
has
I don't
the
wanna hear
quickest
that. I don't
character
think I even
development
agree with
out of
that.
anybody in the whole show.
But yeah, so they just flip flopped. So Aaron's my number 2. So like they just.
And who's your number 3?
My number 3 is really.
Say it. Say it. Say it.
It's hard for me to say because it's really close, but
So yeah.
I think Levi's.
I knew it.
Levi had a lot of like redeeming aspects in this season that were like they were unreal.
I can relax in my seat.
He's the third. He's the third
Until
now.
Carter's
What
up.
do you think I told you so? I
And he crept
know.
in over Mikasa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mikasa's pretty,
After
like-
saying your favorite character.
She was like in the show in the
Season
season 1,
three,
but like
she's
she didn't have
not-
any like
Yeah.
Moments.
pinnacle
No, she
moments
didn't.
for her.
Season
It wasn't
3
like yeah.
Doesn't have as
she didn't
much.
talk a lot at all.
No, it was just Evan.
And you see, like I just see like a lot. I just saw a lot more like emotion from Levi in this season, which I needed for his character. Like I know that's not usually how he is, but I needed it from him, and I got it. So
You got backstory and
Okay.
all that stuff.
pretty goated top 3, I think, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty also standard. I feel like pretty basic.
Pretty
but,
corporate.
Yeah, pretty corporate.
Mr.
I'm the octane.
Mr. Octane.
I'm the octane.
At least it's
Octane.
titanium white. It's the cream of the crop of the corporate.
Yeah. Okay, my character list has changed a little bit. Aaron took a back seat this season, and not saying that like I mean that's true. It's true. Like I feel like Aaron, all he really did was he was captured in the beginning, and he had some like little character development, but he was kind of just captured, and then
Roku was
Roku. He was captured in the beginning, and then I feel like it just like this season was really like Levi's season. Like this season was just a season of Levi
for me.
and Erwin, man, and it was just like everybody else kind of took a back seat. Even Armin like got a lot more than Aaron did. I felt
It
like.
was kind of like the end of the scouts. I feel like some
We get a lot
scouts
of
were
air
really
and
important.
everything, so it's like
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna love
you
my
got a healthy,
revision.
you got a healthy dose of air and all.
So my list now.
And what we
goes-
got from Aaron was kind of depressing. Like in the first 12 episodes, what we get from Aaron is
Yeah,
like
just-
depression
Yeah, and when you
and
get in the end,
trauma. And, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think my revision is Erwin is now my number 1, and then Aaron and Levi are kind of like 2A 2B / 3A 3B or whatever. 2
That's
3.
exactly mine, kind of.
Yeah, it's like they're kind of like a toss up for those last 2 spots.
Except I had Aaron over Levi still. Like,
Yeah, I think if you had to ask me, I'd pick Aaron, but Levi is like it's not a close gap. I mean, it's not a far gap. Sorry. Anyways, okay. Any revisions?
I'm forgetting what my list was. Do you guys remember from season 2?
I don't remember, but I'm
I
sure
think
you
it
would
was-
say your
If you
top
just
3.
say your top 3 now, it'll be a revision.
I think my
It's
top
different.
3 is Levi at 1, Levi at 2.
Oh my
Levi
gosh.
at 3. I call.
I think
him
Levi was
okay
the top of your
with
list last time.
No, Levi's definitely 1 for me. I think with Erwin's death, he's got to be 2. He's got to be up there. And then Aaron at 3. Super easy.
Wait, who's it one?
Levi.
Levi, bro, always.
And Levi's at 2? Recent.
No, he
And
said
3.
Levi, Erwin, Aaron.
I thought you said Levi's at 1 because Erwin.
No, it's a joke. I was just kidding.
Brig?
Briggs like Ymir,
Oh,
Historia,
Briggs about to say something outrageous.
and the weirdo that has the poop machine.
Oh, Zachary.
Zachary or whatever.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
I wish they showed
That guy's sus, bro. It's for sure gonna be, bro. I don't know why. Like, I have this nervous tick now. Where, like, since I said Arwin, I keep saying Erwin, like I'm like making sure I don't mess up, and it's making me mess up.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's not in my list.
Oh, I was really surprised for a second.
Don't miss me with that. Erwin and Levi are 1A, 1B. I can't decide who. I probably gotta give it to Erwin because it's like, it's a rest in peace moment. I gotta send him off at the top of my list at the end of season 3.
Is that something that's changed like recently? Because I feel like what I heard before we ever even start Attack on Titan was like Levi was like your favorite character in like all of anime. Like, so I would be surprised.
He's one of my favorites. After watching Naruto, he's not my favorite, but he's one of my all-time favorites. Like
Naruto is
he's in my top. He's in my top 5 for sure. Any character.
He still has room to.
But like I'm saying, like if we were to add like season 1, 2, 3, and 4, Levi I think is my top. But like I'm saying for season 3, is the revision mean like we're saying like going in like
just season 3
after the end of season 3, not season 3 all on its own,
After
but like
the-
seasons
I thought it was
seasons
season
1,
3
2, and
all
3,
on
not past
It's
season.
adding season 3 to what was before.
Okay,
so
well,
yes.
then it hasn't changed. But since I would like to just say something, I'll say like my season 3.
Okay, I like that.
My season 3 favorite characters, because my season 1, like the one from season 1, hasn't changed.
Okay.
Would be probably Erwin at 1, Levi 2, and Kenny the Ripper at 3.
What? Are you serious?
Over Aaron in this season.
Okay.
Aaron's kind of a whiny baby. Like I get
He's a
why.
brat.
Like it's totally
He's a
granted.
brat.
But like it's not like I just love it. Like, oh yeah, Aaron's so sick. So like Aaron.
For just season 3, like
Yeah, just for
okay,
season
okay,
3.
yeah,
Like just for
yeah.
this season, like I enjoyed Erwin.
Because for me, it's like everything up to this point, but
For
I guess
sure.
you're going up
Yeah,
to
for
just
me, like,
season 3.
what I enjoyed most of this season was Erwin, Levi, and I really like Kenny. And it's like Kenny is just like he's only in season 3. It's like a little exclusive.
He's like, yeah, he's kind of like DLC.
Yeah, exactly.
Cody's end.
He's like dude, this is so far. I'm forgetting his name. Boba Fett's like
Jango
Nemesis.
Fett?
No,
Oh.
Nemesis like the bounty hunter.
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. He's kind of like the Cad Bane of Attack on Titan. He's just
I
like
can
kind
see
of
that,
a
so-
bad A
Oh, yeah.
character. He's not
You
good
even
or
got that hat,
bad,
bro.
and like he's just like super sick, but like you just don't see him that much. But when you see him, it's kind of dope.
That's true.
So yeah, that'd be my top 3.
I feel like
for
his
this
death
season.
too was kind of lame. It was just like the
No,
rocks
I
fell
like-
on him. It was like,
I
it kind of
liked
bothers
his.
me.
It was kind of sick though how he.
Bro, Levi got him. The rocks didn't fall on him.
Levi sliced his stomach, but I think the rocks, like you saw half of his
Dude, he was
head.
like
is
burned.
there.
We got
He was, like,
burned.
burned or
It was
something. from
burned.
the
Or
rock.
you know, if he was, I feel like if he was full health, he would have gotten that.
Yeah, but Levi
Yeah,
got him. Levi got him to like half.
But even at half
I
health,
know, I
he
know, like,
made
I
it
feel
out
like
and
he
he
got
wanted
it-
his comrades.
Like I feel like it's like he got him to half health, and then he kind of just got killed by existential or like just other
Things you couldn't
outside
control.
factors. Yeah, it's kind of just.
And it was sick how like he could have used the syringe.
Yeah,
And he didn't.
That was cool.
Like he
I
like
like that.
that's what like made me really like Kenny. If Kenny was like feral at the end, he wouldn't be like one of my like characters I like.
Yeah.
But I really like Kenny.
Yeah, when he just
You're a bum.
he just sliced Aaron's forehead and was like, I want to see how this plays out.
Yeah, like he's totally like anti-hero. He's like, screw you,
He's really
Rod. He's
Deadpool.
like, but screw you, Aaron. He's like, here you go, man.
Hash it out.
He was
right now.
giving me a little chance. Let's see the show.
All right, well,
Let's really quick rate the season.
yeah, I was gonna say let's top this off with the.
So I have a very strong opinion about this season, and I think that this season 3, was like one of the best seasons of TV I've ever watched, and like
Wow.
it is. I would consider season 3 of Attack on Titan like an absolute masterpiece in like my opinion. Like not even. It was just so good, and like it's. I love how the second half of it, like, because I was really afraid after watching like the first 12 episodes. I was like, oh man, like I was like worried. But then I had that moment where I was like, no, I'm gonna watch it all. And then the second half like really like completely like
Secured
flipped
the
it.
bag.
Yeah, and it made the first half not like bad like I was thinking. I was like, man, I don't know if I like this very much. Now rating though, I can't give it a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 9.9 just because like there were some things that I think could have been done better. And it's like obviously like they're nitpicks, but like a 10 out of 10 season is like something where like you really gotta like stretch like so
So
far.
hard to do with 23 episodes. Too.
No, yeah,
Like,
it's
so
it's
tough.
very hard to do.
Like- Think about it. The only other seasons I have as a 10 out of 10 only have like maximum 12 episodes.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really hard.
yeah, it's super hard. But yeah, just like the little things, just little tiny things like Historia and like the stuff like her like landing on the wagon, just like little tiny things like that where I'm like I don't know how believable it is. Obviously in the whole show it's like, can you believe the whole show? But I'm just saying like that's like basic physics, like falling out of the air and landing, you know, like just things like that. But still like 9.9, even though it's not a 10 out of 10, I can still like in my head comfortably say like this was like a masterpiece season of any show like I've ever like watched like in my whole life. And I'm gonna say it's like a solid 9.9.
Is this the highest rated season in Attack on Titan? Like on the
some of those nitpicks
I haven't
could
seen
IGM or whatever?
not change from the
Whatever it's
manga, but
called.
just look different because it's
IMDb.
for the anime too. Like she
Yeah.
she could have been way
but
closer to
but we're
ground
not
than
rating the manga.
No, I'm just saying like it could just be like a visual thing because of the
Yeah.
anime.
That also happens when they're up all the way at the Colossal Titan's height and they shoot their ODM and the steam comes out and their ODM you see it go haywire and then they land on the roof and they're absolutely fine.
Well, I think they
And you're like, what the?
Yeah, it's like as much
It
as like,
happens
even,
all the time.
even
I'm
earlier
sure
in
they grapple
this,
themselves onto the roof so that they land right.
you're
but
grappling
that,
down.
that can't
like with
decrease
physics,
your
you're
momentum.
already going. Like you're
That can't
speeding up
decrease
as
your
you're
momentum.
falling.
I'm just saying
all it
they'll
can do is
land
increase it.
differently. They won't just.
All I'm saying too is I have defended like the reasons earlier in this video about like, you know, like with Briggs' hot takes. Like I've defended like why like the animators could have like not done it, but at the same time, just
To
as
have a
much as
perfect
that,
show, you know?
like to have it be a 10 out of 10, like at least in my opinion, like that stuff like has to be not be there and
or figure out a different way.
or
to
figure
do
out a
it.
different way to do it earlier in the show to where like I can like not have like that thought in my head. So
I mean, a 9.9 is
I wonder what
phenomenal.
you're gonna
Yeah.
think of season 4.
Even with Kenny the Ripper, it's a 9.9.
Lego.
Kenny the Goat Ripper.
Nikki, was it the high? Is season 3 the highest rated? Did you look that up?
There's not really like a good like ranking system. There's like it's just kind of opinionated.
IMDb doesn't.
Are
rate
you
it?
saying-
Or I guess Rotten
I
Tomatoes.
think you'd
would.
have to calculate all the ratings of each episode and combine them.
Oh.
Is that what you're thinking?
I know Rotten Tomatoes will rate seasons of TV, but I mean Rotten Tomatoes, I don't trust them half the time. So
especially with anime, dude. I don't know if like
that's true.
I don't know
Let's
if I
go.
trust
You
it.
wanna go? You wanna go, Jack? Rating?
Yeah, I definitely. I think this is above season 2 for me, but I think it goes for me. Or what am I trying to say? So it goes probably this one is the highest rated, then season 1, and then season 2. I don't remember what I said on season 1. It was probably like I think I said a 10 out of 10, but I might revise that a little and say it's more like a 9.8, and it's like a 9.9.
You said with seeing the whole show, it's a 10 out of 10. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
but-
yeah.
Which,
no,
which
that's probably true.
that's fair.
Yeah. This was incredible. This was like 9.9 to 10 material just for me, and even for a second rewatch, like I was so into that 5-episode arc, the story backstory.
Well, I mean,
It
yeah.
was-
Well, and then the
Well, no,
backstory
even the
itself
second
was
watch,
just
I was
so
still
good.
just like glued. I was gripped. Like the Erwin dream scene was so much better a second time because I actually understood it better. I think it was just because my understanding was better. It was just so good.
So wait, what do you rate it? A 9.9?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, and because I understood the whole season better, like the beginning was a lot more bearable. Not bearable, but I knew
yeah.
why it was there.
The build-up was
what
there.
it was for. Like
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna not come around to it, but like understand why the beginning was.
Yeah, like you knew the second half was going to like redeem the first half and
bring it all
completely
together.
connect it.
Yeah,
What
make it
sucks
make
is that like our reactions are so genuine that like our reaction videos aren't going to be great just because like we were so confused and like kind of conflicted
Yeah,
with
but
it,
then
you know. And it's like
editing the videos
mean-
today. I almost wanted to like put a little thing in there, like
guys,
just wait until like later on, you know.
with
But like
us,
I didn't.
I give it a 9.8. It's my favorite season so far. I can go on record saying that like episode 13 to like 18 or whatever that 5-episode arc is, I think is my favorite 5 episodes in a row of any show that I've
I
seen.
did call it the goat arc.
I
Yeah, you did.
it's going to be
that's
tough
why
to
we
beat,
wanted to
but
watch it so
they even followed that arc up with a super intriguing like backstory, like history, phenomenal job with like just more world building, which is super cool because they already did such a good job with that in season 1. So to just tack onto that in end of season 3 is so cool. So yeah, I give it a 9.8. So
Where does it miss those 0.2?
Just the same.
Or I
type
guess
of
the
stuff.
0.1. So
The same.
like you weigh that stuff a little.
There's
more.
I just hate having to. I hate having to.
Suspend the.
Like Rod even licking the serum. It's like I read a comment. It's like it's because Kenny
cut his
tongue, and you're like,
There's
okay,
no clear-cut
that's not
explanation.
confirmed. That's just a
Yeah.
guess. It's like I don't like the guesses and sort of the unsolidified theories that like
That one actually might have been actually.
that one might have been, but we'll never know.
No, I think it
Someone
was. I
said-
think it was like in it. Like I think it did show it, but I don't know. If
No, it shows it. It shows it, but it doesn't mean that that's the exact
correlate.
reason.
Oh, okay.
So I
Did
just
anyone say that from the manga there's like more answers?
No.
more explanations?
Bro, I think I was in the most
That's our
despair of
own.
the first 12 episodes. More than you guys. I was like, bro, can we just
Get the F
effing get
past
to
us.
episode 16 already?
Wait,
I was
wait, wait.
literally like
Really
on
quick.
this couch just in agony, bro.
Yeah. Really quick though, there's still like kind of a plot hole where the guards on top of the wall are like, let's turn this one into like a 10 meter, and like it's kind of by the amount of the serum, right? Like and so the
Or
fact
he's-
that-
Or it could be the
that.
place they inject it.
maybe.
Yeah, see, like,
show
there's plenty of different
Maybe.
reasons. what
But
it
like,
could
if
be.
it is the amount of the serum, it's like Rod literally drank a sip and was the biggest Titan we've ever seen. So I just
That could
want
have also been
I just want some more answers. That's it. But a 9.8, I mean, is ridiculous.
Cannon's whole point, he's not asking for justification. He's saying there shouldn't have to be all this doubt with the
all
justification.
this people saying, and plus I've seen different justifications
Yeah.
for certain things. Like with Carter saying it was a mistranslation. The comment I saw was going completely different than that.
Yeah,
It was like,
there's no
she was
clear
saying
cut
that
answer.
because that's what her dad had been telling her, and like it kind of went down that route. And it's like, okay, well, which one is
I
right?
think, we
And
need
it's
to
like,
look, I think on that we should look at the different Hulu, Crunchyroll, just see what all of them
Yeah.
say. Just for perspective at least.
sorry.
Well,
But that's it for me.
And maybe the manga is something
Um,
different. Who knows? Translation's hard.
I'll give it a. I think I gave season 1 a 9.6, season 2 a 9.7, but I'll give this a 9.9. That arc, I liked it. I think I definitely liked it the second time a lot more. Just because I like watching your guys' reactions was super juicy, but 9.9, super easy. Barely inconvenience.
Barely.
I had to say that.
Super. I love that.
But yeah, it was just unreal.
And where is it missing that 0.1 for you? Just the same stuff we've
I
been
think
saying?
it was just like anticipation for the end. I think a lot of people have that same anticipation, which isn't bad because they have to like. It's just kind of a risk.
It hinders the moment, kind of.
Yeah,
Wait,
it was
why
like
am I
a
getting-
risk
what do you mean?
to give you all that at the beginning of at the very beginning, the first arc. It's a risk to like throw off the entire story because they kind of did, right? Like you
Yeah.
guys were confused.
Carter's
But it
because
paid
the
off
first half,
perfectly,
basically.
right? So I think a lot of people that like really don't like watch as intently as we do could we've heard people that we know that just stopped watching it
Yeah, they lost like interest.
because
It's
they
not
just
like
lost
season
interest.
1 where it's
That's
just
the only
constantly
reason.
entertaining.
If they would have like added some like previous context to the beginning of that season, I think more people like would
Yeah.
be like more interested. But it ties in perfectly. That's why I give it.
Yeah.
a 9.9.
I can completely agree with that.
So
They did have that feral aftergrade scene in season 2.
yeah, that was yeah. Great.
The Levi, the
Um,
injection scene.
Well, we saw on Rotten Tomatoes, season 3 has 100%, season 2 is 100%, season 1 is 86%. But that's the Rotten tomato score. The audience score was a 94 for season 3, a 94 for season 2, so they're identical, and a 96 for season 1.
What about season 4? Are you not going to tell us?
It doesn't
What's season
say,
one?
because it's
Oh.
not finished.
So that's the audience score.
Why would
Oh,
they
it
put
does?
season 1 below?
What is
I'm
it?
not gonna say.
Both of
Can
them.
I look at it? I won't tell anyone.
Wait, why? I want to
That
know.
first,
we
that
can
first
tell- I don't
season
know why you
episode
guys-
makes no sense.
Or does it like set an expectation? I guess.
I want you guys to like have.
What if it's like 2%?
Yeah, I wonder if this is just a. I wonder if this is just
It's like
a
an
first
80,
watch.
80, 84.
I wonder if this is just a first watch. That's what.
It's
you're
not
doing.
like it's. Anyways,
That's interesting.
Um,
I wouldn't put it like that. Second watch.
I would say for me, my first watch of the season, like without you guys, I probably liked it more than I did this time. Simply because like I'd give like the second half, like once that arc, the Go arc begins, like I think it's 16 and beyond, it's like a 10 out of 10. It was so fun.
It's
Like
like an 11.
reliving my favorite moments, seeing your guys' reactions was so sick, all of it. But like I was in agony the first 12 episodes, bro. Like I was so impatient to like see, like I've been like waiting for you guys to see like
Wait for that beast type.
the speech, the Beast Titan scene. Like I had been like waiting for it, and like it didn't seem in reach when we were on season 1 and 2. But in season 3, I didn't see like it was in reach. It was like, oh, it's so far away. But then it was like, I was like, bro, I don't care about
You're like
Historia.
Erwin in the
I don't
basement.
care about Rob Reese. Like, I don't give an F. Like, can we just get to the
That's the
effing?
truth.
Yeah, can we just get to the effing part? So then like, I was really impatient. So like, there's a lot of parts I like didn't enjoy as much simply because I was just like, bro, like if we could skip right now, like I would, just so I can see your guys' reaction already to the goat parts. So it has nothing to do with the show. It's more of like the situation. So I'd say like for me overall, I'd give like a 9.75.
Well, especially because it took us a while to get to episode like 14, and then as soon as we did,
cooked.
we could not stop. We literally couldn't.
That was
We
good.
We cooked.
were up till 4, and then the next day we finished it. It was
Yeah.
like,
So like my second watch, it wasn't as great as the first, like overall. But then like there was a part of it that was like way better.
Do you think like if you looked at it objectively, like how, like would it change like your number rating like objectively, right? Like obviously like
so like kind of combining his first and second watches.
Yeah,
without
just, like,
really-
looking
just
at
like
the season
taking
with
a step
no-
away from like the reasons why like you like obviously like, oh, I'm in agony because I want to get to this, and like I've already seen this before, so it's like I just want to get to here. But like looking at it objectively as like a whole,
Like a 9.9 for sure.
okay.
Like super high, like cream of the crop.
Rig was in agony.
But I was distraught.
I can see that.
I just
I
couldn't-
can totally see that.
And I'm that personality. I just couldn't, bro.
I can
I was
see
so antsy, and I just But anyways,
Man, what a solid season review.
What a
right there.
review.
That was a great review.
If you watch this whole thing, I'm in love with you.
I mean, hey, dude, I went to even greater lengths to watch those Arcane reviews. Remember those like
The 10 hours.
it was like 10 hours, but there was like 3 parts to
Yeah,
it.
Carter would literally watch like 30 hours.
Bro,
I
we
just
should-
listen-
I would
should
have
listen
it in my
to those.
ear,
You
like-
just listen to those.
we should throw be like, hey, thanks for sticking this one out. The key word that you should comment in the comments is dolphin. And if you say this, we'll give you a shout out.
There you go.
I think it'll be juicy. Like it'd be just like make it short. If they comment dolphin, no one
The key
will
word
know
is
that
dolphin.
that's a key word. And if like we'll look, if someone says like the key word
Wait,
dolphin,
we should only
Make a new word.
Should we do the first person? Because then they literally are the first person to watch the entire video.
Yeah, could you imagine? So that's gonna be a deep fake. It's like that dolphin. Like, okay, ready? Hello there. Dolphin actually isn't the key word. The key word is crab.
Crab.
Okay. So if they're a real one, they'll actually
do it
not
like halfway
comment
and then do the
dolphin.
next one.
They
like,
thought they were
Coming
so,
crab.
they thought they were so slick.
Can you imagine if we see like dolphin, dolphin,
So like,
dolphin?
you put that like
Stop the
50%
video
or
and do it.
40% in, and then like at 75 for
Yeah,
like
we're gonna
the
see.
crab.
We're gonna see who's really devoted or not.
Yeah,
That'll be juicy. Okay.
Yeah, season
Well,
3.
I'm off to my eternal slumber.
Yeah.
All right,
It's-
season 3, unbelievable.
We're
I
so
cannot
excited.
wait for
Oh
season
my
4, bro.
gosh.
Season
Let's
4
go,
is
baby.
Unreal.